Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Muhammad Farhan Izzuddin bin Abdul Kadir, and today I'm going to share with you guys on a research topic that I have chosen, which I find very interesting to be explored, and I hope that you would find it interesting too. The title of this research is Passive Enjoyment, Impulse Buying Tendency, and Gamification Factors in E-commerce Site. The author of this research include myself, ZURAIDAH SULAIMAN, THOO and ADAVIAH. We are from University Technologi Malaysia. So this presentation will include introduction, problem statement, research objective, research framework, research method, and lastly, expected finding. So without further ado, let's get started and I hope you will enjoy this presentation. So, firstly, let's get to know a little bit of the research topic. Nowadays, with the evolution of innovation, the traditional way of brick and mortar purchases are slowly transitioning into online shopping or what we know as e-commerce. Statistics have shown that 90% of Malaysians would prefer purchasing products online, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. In view of this situation, e-commerce players are taking advantages to further attract more consumers to use their platform to purchase a product. Many strategies has been used and one of the approaching strategies is by using gamification. Basically, gamification is the use of game element in a non-gaming context. So, all in all, in this research, we will take a look into whether gamification elements which are incorporated into e-commerce platform would be able to promote online purchase intention among consumers. So, next we are going to talk about the problem statement. Firstly, there are still lacking of studies on how digital stimuli or digital environments such as gamification could be beneficial to promote the organism reaction, which later promote desirable behavior. So, in this research, we will expand the stimulus organism response or SOR model by Mehrabian and Russell, which we will consider gamification element as a potential digital stimuli that could promote perceived enjoyment in consumers, which later could potentially increase their intention to purchase online. Secondly, most studies treat gamification as a uniform or unidimensional mechanism comprising of multiple elements instead of treating it as a multidimensional and distinct factors. As such, the current research will treat gamification as a multidimensional factors consisting of economic-related gamification, that is reward giving, and achievement-related gamification, that is level upgrading, as an antecedent that may influence consumer purchase intention. Then, the last problem is that there is still inconclusive understanding or mixed result in the previous studies when it comes to the relationship between perceived enjoyment and online purchase intention. Hence, this research proposed that impulse buying tendency as a moderating variable that could further explain the nature of the relationship between perceived enjoyment and online purchase intention. So after this, we are going to take a look into the research objective. It is very straightforward. So the first objective is to measure the relationship between reward giving and level upgrading towards perceived enjoyment in e-commerce platform. Secondly, the objective is to examine the relationship between perceived enjoyment towards online purchase intention in e-commerce platform. And lastly, the objective is to identify whether impulse buying tendency moderate the relationship between perceived enjoyment and online purchase intention in e-commerce platform. So after that, we are going to take a look into the research framework. As mentioned previously, this research will use the stimulus, organism, and response model. Based on the framework, we will test the respective hypotheses involved. For hypothesis 1 and 2, we will test the relationship between reward giving and level upgrading on perceived enjoyment. Next, we will test hypothesis 3, which is there is a relationship between perceived enjoyment and online purchase intention. And lastly, we will also test hypothesis 4, which involve the moderator variable. We will see whether the relationship between perceived enjoyment and online purchase intention is stronger for consumer with higher impulse buying tendency. So, for the next slide, we are going to discuss on the research method. This research will involve descriptive research, which we will use cross-sectional method, and the sampling technique that we are going to use is purposive sampling. This is because the respondents will involve online shoppers with at least 3 months of experience of using e-commerce platform, that is Shopee or Lazada. And the estimated sample size is about 400 respondents, and the data will be collected using questionnaire via Google Form, which the questionnaire will be distributed using WhatsApp, Facebook, and also email. The questionnaire will have two main sections. For section A, we will use respondent to answer questions related to the variables. Meanwhile, in section B, we will ask regarding respondent demographic background. So, after collecting the data and running the reliability and validity test, we will use path coefficient analysis to examine the relationship and strength between the existing variable. On top of that, moderator analysis, descriptive analysis, and inferential analysis will also be used. For this research, we will use both partial least square and statistical package for social science SPSS. So, lastly, what are we going to get by conducting this research? Firstly, through this research, e-commerce players will be able to get an insight and better understanding of gamification roles in influencing online purchase intention in e-commerce platform. And secondly, the finding of this research could be a source or guide for future research which are related to the e-commerce marketing field. So I guess that is all from me, and I hope that you guys enjoy my presentation, and I hope that this research is interesting and meaningful to all of you. So until next time, thank you for your time and goodbye.